One area of life that stresses people out is their finances, especially when they are just becoming an adult or in that first decade of life. So, what we're going to talk about is all things money, how to make finances not scary, and break it down to the basics to fix your finance or even bloom your wealth in your 20s. Now, I am only 26 years old. I am still on my journey of fixing my finances, going through debt, going through credit cards, finding out how I'm going to invest in myself financially for the future. But that's what we're here to do, share our journey and discuss how we can help each other bloom, grow, and build. So welcome back. As I said, my name is Bridget. I'm 26 years old. I'm a wife. I'm a stepmom. I work a full 9 to 5. I'm multi-passionate, and I'm here to tell you that I balance every single area of life. And it's really important that on this journey that you are working on your mindset, your productivity, how you show up and step out of your comfort zone every single day. And here we like to talk about how you believe in yourself. You build that life of your dreams. You start balancing your day-to-day life to start blooming every single day until you become the person of your dreams. And this is a journey. This is something that you are going to go through. Today we are talking about finances. If you are new to this channel, do know that I do monthly budget with me's. I do talk about money and finances, and that I am not a certified public accountant. I have no finance degree. I have nothing that is going to make me special. This is all my own opinion, who I am, and how I'm handling my money and my life, and just giving you some tips and tricks and breaking it down to the basics for how you can handle your finances. A lot of times, the first thing that is the issue for many young people is the mindset you have around money. Now, you are influenced by your parents, your grandparents, the people that you see in your everyday life, but if you are negative around money or the way you think about money or people who have money, you are honestly going to think that about yourself and hold yourself back from being able to be successful, being able to show up as your best self, and really lacking or feeling stressed or feeling like you just don't have enough to be able to create this foundation of positivity around money, growth around money, and understanding how money is handled, or even comes in or comes out. When you don't understand that, or you have a negative connotation around money, you are not only holding yourself back, but you're also losing an opportunity with finances and money because you have this thought from when you were a kid, or how you were taught, or what was learned behavior from that nature and nurture. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but I do want to talk about your money mindset today and how we really need to reframe these limiting beliefs or these negative thoughts about money. It can be people who have money are rude, entitled snobs, or that people who are lacking money are because they've worked so hard but the government are taking it, or you always have the fear of someone taking away your money. Nope, we're going to reframe those today, and let's talk about how you can do that one step at a time. I do challenge you to really journal or take time and write all those limiting beliefs down, and then go at them one belief at a time. So how are you going to do it? First down, you're going to write down what the limiting beliefs are, all of them, and then you're going to choose one that you are going to find the reason behind that belief. Is it what you were taught? Is it what you've seen in the world? What has given you that belief? And what proof do you have that that is true? What in society or in life have you seen as the outcomes? And honestly, when you're doing this, let's talk about the rich, okay? So I feel like the rich is snobby. Why do I have that? Because we were not rich, and rich kids were always snobby. They always got everything that they wanted. And what proof do you have? Joe is now a successful, hand-fed, gotten everything he wanted, and he is just a jerk. Well, that's not true. Now it's time to prove yourself wrong. There are rich people that are out there, and how you can understand this is, you know, people who are also successful that are not walking around with their money. They are just living their life, having this good feeling. So what you're doing is now you're proving yourself wrong on how you can understand it and expand your thoughts beyond that one person or that one situation that you grew up on or you hold as that belief. And now you're going to change that positive thought and instead change your mindset. You're going to be like, okay, rich people can be snobs, but they also can be successful and show up for their best selves. And I want to be that best self. And the proof is all of the leaders that you look up to, the people who have wealth that you admire or inspire to be like. Think about those people and change it. So overall, what you need to do is, what is the reason behind your overall belief? What have you been taught? What have you learned? What proof have you seen? What one anomaly or a small group of people that are not the entire world that made you believe that? And how can you prove yourself wrong? What do you need to understand about the bigger, greater look of society that money is there to help you? Money can help you. Money, when you are not handed it, can show success, can be for the good, and that you have these opportunities to build businesses, to invest in retirement, to invest in your future, to invest in greater projects and happiness and success. And that all being said, this is my new belief that I'm going to have to start seeing the good proof and not the negativity towards my situation. Now you're going to do that for every single limiting belief and change your mindset a few months at a time until you believe it and how you can start showing up with that healthy money mindset. And now we are going to go into the real nitty gritty of finances, the different things that you can do, and let's break them down into very simple terms of how you can start showing up and fix your wealth and really bloom your finances to the person you want to become, and how you can build each of these categories without being nervous or misunderstood of what they truly mean. First thing is your overall budget. This is the basics of finances as much as the mindset is your foundation. The budget is the basics of where you start learning where your money comes in and out. You realize how to handle your finances, what finances are even, and the basics of what your income is. How are you making your money? The expenses, what are your main expenses that are things that you must pay for? Your rent or your mortgage, and then the food that you eat, gas, your utilities. Then you have debt. You need to think of debt as anything that is not your mortgage. So that is car debt, student loan debt, credit card debt, anything that can be debt that you need to try to tackle and to not pay interest on. So we need to focus on working on that. Then we have our spending funds. You have your savings funds. Then you need investing. How I break those up, investments are anything that you are investing towards your future or your overall wealth portfolio, how you have your income coming in or that your money is working for you. Your savings, we will break that down from your daily savings that you just need, or is it long-term savings? And then spending, you have spending funds where how are you spending your money? How are you showing up? When are you going out to eat? When are you over shopping? All of those things. And always put these categories for a 3 to 6 month window when you are going to start budgeting and start really figuring out your finances of how much money comes in. You're going to have an average. How much money goes out, there's going to be an average. Not everything is a fixed amount, and not everything is going to stay the same in every area of life. There are times when we are traveling that a lot of our money's going to that. There's a lot of times when we have birthdays, anniversaries, our money goes to that. So your savings and spending are always going to be changing. Your income, if you are hourly versus salary, how much money is going in? Are you in high season, low season? Do you work 40 hours every single week? What are your bills? Are you paying for electricity? Are you paying for heat? Where do you have more use for your bills where those are going to spike months? All of those things for 3 to 6 months are going to fluctuate. So you want to budget averages to make sure that you always have the money that you need to pay your bills. So we were just talking about all of that, but let's jump into savings first. What I recommend is a high yield savings account. This is where your money is going to work for you. If you keep everything in your checking account, account, you will be losing money. They give you about 0.01% or something crazy for your percentage. So you can have thousands of dollars and barely get a dollar if that's where your money goes. Now, a high yield savings account is more. For us, I think we have like a 3.5 or a 4%, and everything that's in there, we get to have that every single month added to our account. So our money is working for us. It's not just getting pennies, it's getting dollars, depending on how much money you have in there. My high yield savings account, we actually have two. We have one for our bigger savings, just because we want that high yield amount in there, the savings account to work itself. And then we have sinking funds. But first, how are you going to separate this from your everyday checking account? You're going to do automatic transfers. You're going to, when you get your paychecks, you're going to put money in, or at the end of the month, when you have extra money, you're going to put it in there. It's really important that you learn how you're going to save and when you can save. For us, we have automated payments for not only my paychecks, because I'm bi-weekly, my husband's paychecks weekly, and they each go into different buckets or different accounts, and we know exactly where our savings are going. And then anytime that we can put extra money into our savings, we do. Now, that being said, we broke it down. We have emergency funds. When it comes to your emergency fund, this is always step one. You want to start by saving $1,000 for something to happen, an oh shit moment, where really your emergency funds come in, and if something comes up, you have $1,000 that is not out of your checking account and it's working for itself, and have that fund for an emergency. Make sure that you classify what you're going to use that account for, what is a true emergency, and how that's going to look for you and your family. And you should, when it's fully funded, have 6 months of your essential expenses. For us, we do everything that's bill and expenses. I know that a lot of those do fluctuate. It's anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500. So we make sure that we have at least $4,500 times 6 months once it's fully full. I will tell you that we have more than 3 months in there right now, and we are working towards continuously saving for that. Now, the next high yield savings account that we have is our sinking funds. Now, this is everything from money that we had for bad debt that we had to pay to collections. We had that money working for us in one bucket, but most of the time this is for specific saving goals, or just where your saving money goes until you put it and allocate it to a section. You can create these goals with deadlines to save towards bigger things. You also can have it for family events, birthdays, for your wedding, for your birthday, for trips, whatever it may be. And when it comes time for Christmas, holidays, birthdays, whatever this event is that you are saving for and have this goal for, it is ready and available for you to fully fund and pull, so you don't have to worry about it in that month of saving it. You have now pre-saved for it, and it becomes natural for you to start putting it broken down into whatever it may be, a 3-month goal, 6-month goal, yearly goal for that high yield sinking fund, that you are ready, and that saving becomes out of sight, out of mind. And when the time comes, it's ready to be used. We do this for our car insurance because we pay it yearly. We do it for dentist bills, doctor bills, all of those things, because we know usually that we have a lot going on. Then we also do this for trips. We do it for our life. We have so many sinking funds. So it's really important that you work towards getting a high yield savings account. Do your own research of what you need. Make sure that you know how often you need to pull out of it. There's limits, all of those things. Really read the terms for what works for you and your family, and how you can start saving, because saving is so important. Now that we talked about savings, next is investments. This is my year to really start investing. I am no expert in it, and I always felt like it was a risk with my money. A lot of times people say you invest in the stock market, real estate, mutual funds, CDs, all of those things. But honestly, I just want to go talk to someone about investing. For me, there's always lots of ways to invest, and I want to find out what is best for us and our family. I will say that we do have a mutual fund. My husband does have a 401k, but if your work does not have a 401k, I do really recommend opening a Roth IRA. That is what we are working on. We just have a few more financial goals to make sure that we pay off first, and then investments are right there. Now, a long-term investment versus short-term investment, make sure that you know what your goal is, because sometimes your money can just work for you in a CD when it matures in a few months, a few years, and you can get that money back. Now, honestly, retirement accounts really make sure that you are reading the nitty-gritty of when you can pull out, when you can have that money, because they are locking up your money for sometimes years to decades, and then there are fees for you to pull if you aren't at its maturity date of when you are able to pull. So just make sure that you personally know what is best for you and your financial situation in the future. That you know, you're never going to know your full future and what your goals are and what you're going to achieve and what you want to do, but make sure that you are talking to a accountant, a financial advisor, and that they are helping you put your money where you need it, and how you can invest into it is so important. Next, we are talking about things that I'm going to give you my personal opinion on that are a little bit beyond the nitty-gritty of the savings, investments, and all of that. We are talking about bank and card benefits. I will be honest, around where we live, we do not have the best banks that have the best resources, but I can tell you that you can look at credit cards. Now, I'm going to use this with a grain of salt. If you are not a credit card person and you are not good at paying off your credit card on time, and you are just going to be ending up in debt, please skip to this point to just move on. But it is really important that you know that there are benefits behind credit cards if you use them correctly. Be careful with your credit. Be careful with your credit score, the way you are using your money, and how you are using these credit cards. I will tell you, I have 2 credit cards between my husband and I, and we've never paid a lick of interest. I'm really proud of ourselves for that. But I can tell you, we have travel perks. We have a card that is for our travel, our hotel. It gives us so many points, and they literally will give us extra points, and we can use our points for travel. I can tell you, in 2025, we have paid almost fully for our 2 vacations, and we paid under $1,000, and we used our points. And then every time that we get our groceries, our gas, everything like that, those bank cards are coming back to us. Now, our other one is cash back. It's really not the greatest. Most things are only 1 to 5%. So I do recommend figuring out what you can qualify for. That was our starter card. I still use it. It still does give us cash back. It's just not great for us. You can also figure out other perks, other things that work for you. Again, be careful with your credit. Be careful that you are not overspending to receive any of these goodies, such as travel points, cash back, or any other perks, and that you are spending what you actually were going to spend on your debit card, and you pay it off right away, because you do not want to get in more debt. Now, talking about debt, it's really important that you focus on your debt, figuring out the way that works best for you. If you are going to target it, how you are going to go after it, how you can make extra payments, how you can go after your debt and make it as simple as possible. Now, I will tell you, there's good debt and bad debt. Make sure that you are talking to your financial advisor to get yourself out of debt and pay off all the things that you need to pay off as soon as possible. That's quick. I don't like talking about debt. I know it's a lot of issues, and that's where a lot of the heartache is for people. I really recommend checking out some other videos about people and how they do savings for their debt, how they are paying off their debt. I just don't have a huge debt journey, so realistically, debt is just not a category that I talk about a lot, but I know that there's a lot of people that are sharing their debt journey. Follow them, be inspired, talk to them about it, because they are truly going through it, and they can share their journey and help you and give you ideas of how to pay off your debt. Next is your future vision. This can be short term or long term, and I really want you to think at least a year, 5 year, and 10 years out. Where do you want your investments? Where do you want your spending? How do you want to save? And really think about that person that you want to be and start building that alter ego of how you show up, the lifestyle that you want to live, and the financial goals that you want to set. It's really important that you are setting financial goals, even if it's save $500. That's great. How are you going to do that? How quickly are you going to do that? And what goals are you going to set for it? And what do you want your life to look like in that year, 5 years, and 10 years where you can show up as that person? Finances are a big part of that. Do you want to travel more? Do you want to be debt free? Do you want to own a house? All of those things are really important that you understand. Do you need to save for a down payment? Do you need to save up for a car? Do you need to start investing? How do you want that to look for your life? And start showing up as her, start building her, and start really making that future vision not only tangible but realistic with your money. Lastly is inflation. Now, we cannot change how inflation works. Hopefully you can get raises, that you are continuously making more money to be able to live. Now, there's also lifestyle inflation, and as you make more money, you tend to spend more money. Just because you can afford something does not mean that you should buy it or that you should spend more. It's really important that you celebrate your success, your bonuses, and your raises, but splurging from time to time or going out to dinner or having this great celebration is great, but do not make it your new lifestyle. I see so many people as they get raises, as they get more money, how they are living this life that they can no longer afford. I can tell you that in 2025, I did get a decent raise, and that I was really grateful for that. I was really happy with the amount of raise I got. It was more than I've ever received, and it's for the hard work and the things that I've done. And this year I said, we are going to travel. We are going to take our 2 weeks and actually go somewhere, do something as a family. And that is what I decided to do. I knew that not only do we have our points, that we had everything, but that extra money has gone to savings, has gone to our future, has gone to the things that are in my future vision and my future self. But it's important that you find that balance of celebrating your life, understanding the lifestyle that you want to live, but it's also important to focus on your financial goals and who you want to become and that person that you want to be. But I'm really proud of if you do get a raise or you do get a bonus, that you do celebrate yourself. Go out to dinner or celebrate with your family of things that you may have not always been able to do. I am so grateful with how we spend our money, how we save our money, and the lifestyle we live. But I know not everyone is able to say the same, and that money is taboo and it is hard. But make sure that you are not, when you get a raise, changing your whole life for that raise, for that person, and for that raise and that lifestyle that you are not able to sustain for your future self. So overall, this is hopefully going to help you in your early to late 20s before you turn 30. Start investing in yourself, start saving, start making your money work for you, and being able to live the life of your dreams. It's really important that you are balancing your money, that you know where you can budget and how your money is coming in and out, and that you know how you are handling your finances, and that you are going to be more confident, and that you can really believe in the person that you want to become, and start building a plan for your finances, how you're going to tackle your debt, how you are going to start investing for the future. And that person that you really want to be, how are you going to start showing up as them? How are you going to start really taking action and being proud of saying, I make this much money, I have this much savings, and I'm doing this. And I know that's not as easy for everyone, but I don't want it to be a fear. I don't want it to be something that you can't balance or that you feel like you can't control. And it's really important that you start blooming your money. Find out what you can do, what other passions you can turn into money, what things that you like on the side that you can make money for. Find those side hustles, find those businesses, and find the things that you can make more money if that's where your life is leading towards. Or really just figuring out how to balance the money that you have now and still live the life of your dreams. You do not need to be a millionaire to be happy, successful, and living your best life. I can tell you that yes, we do make decent money. We're in the higher range of that mid-income, but that's a big bracket, and it's really important that you know how to handle your finances? How can you talk about money without it being negative, right? Really changing your mindset, learning how to budget, make your money work for you, and really enjoy the life that you are living now, but also looking towards the future. And that's so important as we're finding balance and going through this journey. Again, am not a financial advisor. I can give you advice from my personal opinion, and that is all. But this is just one area of your life. So if money is something that is holding you back, do work on it. Find a season of life where you can really focus on your money, alter your money, and reflect on your money so that you can start showing up as that person of your dreams. There are seasons of life where you worry about money. There are seasons of life when you are making money. There are seasons of life that you are spending money, and that is okay. But finding that balance is what makes it so important. Remember, your mindset is just part of it. Your productivity is part of it. How you show up is only a part of it, but there's so much else in your life. Don't let it take over, and continuously bloom into this person financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, one step at a time. Your journey is one day at a time. Your finances can be handled one day at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself with what you need to do, who you are blooming into. This is just one step in the right direction, but it's not your overall life. So continuously balance, continuously bloom, and start showing up as the person you want to become right now. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.